So good morning guys. Last class we had discussed about the gaseous state of matter, and I hope we had considered all the factors which were very important for this unit. Now we are moving for the further process or the further topic, which is called concept of the states with temperature. Yeah, we have heard about that when a thermal energy is added to a substance, its temperature increases, which can change its state from solid to liquid. You can say it. The changes of the state from solid to liquid is called melting. Please mark this word, melting. And liquid to gas is called vaporization. What it is called? From liquid to gas, vaporization. Solid to gas, again it's called sublimation. I will explain you each topic with a different concept, but we will first understand what these are. When energy is removed, the opposite happens, decrease the substance temperature, turning it from liquid to solid. It's called freezing. It means when I am not applying any heat energy or source of heat energy to that, then it will be converted into liquid to solid, which is called freezing process. And gas to solid, which is also called to be a deposition, or from gas to liquid, condensation. So what we need to consider over here is we need to mark 5 main points like melting, vaporization, sublimation, freezing and deposition with condensation. The changes of the states are varying from that. For example, solid to liquid, melting, liquid to gas, vaporization, solid to gas, sublimation. When energy is removed, the opposite happens, the same thing. How it comes? I have told you when an object is cold and it is very strong or it is a solid matter, the atom present in this are very tightly closed and packed up. What happens when I apply heat energy? See, can you see in the figure? You can see that when I apply a heat energy, the hot objects or the hot body started to vibrate by taking the energy from another source, which is also familiar with the law of conservation of energy. Energy neither be created nor be destroyed, but transform in one form to another form. That's what it's happening here right now. After the further process, when the pressure exerted on the substance increases, see, now it was the temperature, pressure also matters, okay. With temperature also is there and with pressure also is there. So when we talk about pressure, when the pressure exerted on the substance increases, it can cause the substance to condense. Decrease the pressure, cause to vaporize. For some time rock. Decreasing pressure can also cause to melt. Best example, in your home you have seen when you are taking out curd and you want a stuffed curd, what do you take? You take a curd in your cloth and you tie it up knot and you keep for one day. After some duration, the water remains in the curd are coming out, means we are applying a pressure over here. We apply a pressure on the bricks, or we are applying some pressure and we are keeping in the fridge. What does it mean? This pressure is converting this liquid state to solid state. That is the main use of applying pressure. When you apply a pressure, the atoms present in the liquid are getting close enough and they are changing the phase into a solid matter. So I have a concept here to be discussed about, because when we teach we need to understand by the figure also how it is standing up. See, solid is nothing but you can see both figures and you can analyze. I am using both figures at a time. Solid, here is size. From solid to liquid it changes. What it is? Melting. See there, melts. This is a melting process, okay. Now from ice to liquid, it is melting process. It comes between 5 to 6, 10 degrees Celsius, it's enough to get a melt, start to melt, and it is the maximum melting, it's 100 degrees Celsius. Boiling also 100 degrees Celsius you can say. But 0 to 10 degrees Celsius is enough to get the object to melt, okay. What is increased here? Energy is increased. Which energy increased? Heat energy increased. That's why it started from ice to water. Now this liquid, what I will do? I will heat again this liquid. When I heat this liquid, it starts to convert into gas. I have explained in the further class that the molecules are getting vibrated enough and the distance between the two atoms and the voids are getting more increases, and due to that it started to boil. So from 0 to 100 degrees Celsius is the boiling effect. You can see on the another hand side that the water is converted into a gas, which is also called to be a evaporating. That process is called evaporating process. Now you can see this gas is again converted into a liquid. How? The formation of a cloud is nothing but it's a gas thing, but it rains and comes into a water. This process is called condensation process. Which process is called? Condensation process. Now liquid is again turned to an ice. This process is called freezing process. What is it called? Freezing process. So how to understand? I will use an ecosystem and I will explain you in this slide. In Canada there are so many glaciers. Due to heat generated, the ice which are present in the form of glacier are getting into droplet form of a water. They melt down and convert into a water. Now this water is transported in nearby areas and it comes to all over the world. It is going to America also. In America, Southern America, where it is very too much hot. What happens there? This water is getting heated due to the sunlight, and again it turns the state which comes into a gaseous form. Now this form into a form of cloud. Now this cloud goes to Amazon. Amazon, where it started thundering and the rain begins. Then this process is not called condensation process. Now this water will be getting back in the form of rain to Canada also. Now Canada, it's a very cold country. In Antarctica it's very cold. The water will be getting in the form of snow and be mounted on the top of the mountains. So this is called a cycle of water cycle you can say. And the whole water cycle has different state and different phase, and these phases are defined by a different process. Process number 1, melting. Process number 2, evaporating. Process number 3, condensation. Process number 4, freezing. Am I right? Okay. Next, temperature calculation for changing the state of matter. Definitely there is a requirement of the temperature where we need to calculate what amount of temperature required to change a phase. First I will go for the melting point. It is a chemistry concept and we will use here that. If we measure the temperature of a chunk ice, you take an ice cube, you may find to be -5 degrees Celsius or so. Ice are minimum is -5 degrees Celsius. It will be going on -38, -40, how much you can fill it up. The difference of ice are dependent upon their states of matter. If they are too much hard, means they are too much freezed. Now -5 degrees Celsius, if you take a temperature reading while heating the ice in a pot on a stove, you may find that the temperature of the ice begins to rise as the heat from the stove causes the ice particle to begin a vibrating and faster. Just I told, if you give a heat to a ice, the molecules inside it are getting vibrated, and due to that it converts into water form. The crystal lattice, ice are crystal because they have a perfect lattice point. Perfect lattice crystal means is nothing but if you see a hexagonal settings are called the crystal settings, and ice is a crystal. And if you want to understand, you can check ice microscopic view, you will find a crystallic pattern of the ice. The solid begins to form from solid state to liquid state. This process is called melting, as we had studied. It starts from the melting points is from 0 degrees Celsius and starting it is 32 degree Fahrenheit. We can calculate in Fahrenheit or either in Celsius, or you can use Kelvin also. In Kelvin it will be increased to 273.15 because the conversion is 1 degree Celsius equal to 273.15 Kelvin. So if 100 it will be, so 100 plus 273.15 it's 373.15. If any doubt, please message me or call me for the further detail. Boiling point of water. What does the boiling point of water means? If you heat a pot of a cool water, the temperature of water rises. As the particle moves faster, they absorb the heat. The temperature rises until the water reaches to the next state of boiling. This process is called boiling. Again the same process. As the particle moves faster and faster, they began to break the attractive force between them. See this, A common sense. If it is a object which is fabric, if I glued this object, if I glue one object and I start to shake it again and again, what will happen? The bond between them is getting cracked up and it will be dissipated. Okay. The process by which the substance moves from the liquid state to the gaseous state is called boiling. The temperature at which the liquid begins to boil is called boiling point. It is dependent on the atmospheric pressure, like water sea level 212 Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius, or you can add into Kelvin, it will be 373.15 Kelvin. That we have a common sense that boiling point of water is what, 100 degrees Celsius, and in Fahrenheit it's 212 and in Kelvin it's 373.15. The temperature of a boiling water will remain constant until as the water has converted to steam. I hope you have understand. The boiling will be converted. You may have seen while winter time when you take a boiling water for a bath, you may see that the gas, it converts into gaseous state. And until you boil it again and again, the state will be changed and the water will be vanished from the that utensils. Now, freezing point of substance, what does it means? Because the basic particle in ice, water and steam is the water molecule. Here is the chemical combinations or the chemical conformations if you want to see, chemical equations if you want to see. It's H2O in a solid state. It will be converted into H2O as a liquid state. Again, it will be converted into H2O as a gaseous state. If you cool a gaseous substance, you can watch the phase change that occur. Now see the phase changes, two main phase changes. Condensation and freezing, we have talked about it, but we have a particular point where we need to concentrate. Going from gas to liquid is called condensation. You have seen the clouds were converted into rain, that was a condensation, while freezing was going from liquid to solid, is called freezing. We are doing in day-to-day life, you keep water into your fridge to convert into a freezing point. That's why it's a freezer. The name is given as a freezer, because it converts liquid to solid. The gas particle have a high amount of energy, but they are cooled, the energy is reduced. The attractive force now change the drop particle together, forming a liquid. This process is called condensation. Sublimation, this is a very important point, and this is out of the we are not able to understand what is difference between sublimation and condensation, but here we will be understanding. Few substance, understand very deeply, sublimation is totally different from this the topic. Few substance go directly from solid to the gaseous state, right? Few substance go from solid to gaseous state very fast, becoming a liquid. Of course, it has a phase also. Scientists call this process sublimation. Directly, the best example is dry ice. Dry ice what? Solid carbon dioxide. You can see dry ice platelet become smaller as the solid became into a gas. See, take a dry ice, keep into the air, you will find it won't melt, but it will be change into a gaseous state. The smoke will be getting passed over. That's why whenever you open a cold drink, you will see flames which are coming out. It means carbon dioxide is initiated in cold drink. The process of sublimation is carbon dioxide solid to carbon dioxide gas. Liquid state happening, but it is negligible. You need to avoid that. This point is called sublimation. This is a task 1. There is a diagram here. You need to write the change of state and the cycles and the process which were taken through. Like from solid to liquid, what was, from liquid to gas, what was. Just now I explained. With the temperature also it is mentioned here, but we need to do that. Please concentrate on task 1.1 because it's very, very important for your examination or for your further process. When you need to understand a higher concept, you need to gain a lower concept very goodly. So please do this task 1.1. With this I will be moving more task which is task 1.2. Yeah, label, you need to label a phase changes over here and which energy we are observing. Okay, I have given the question over here, and if you are finding any difficulties to solve it, please message me, or I will be solving in the given answer. I will be giving you a given answer or PDF of your textbook's answers, which will be helping you for getting to work. But these things are the concept. If you are listening my video, definitely you will be understanding what I am asking to you. I don't want any casualties. Please explain me later. Task number 3. This is the simple process, changing of states and then name of process. That's all I require. Please generate it very nicely. These are the 3 tasks which you need to do, and the answers will be revealed on the next video or in the WhatsApp group I will be telling you. Lastly but nothing but the effect of pressure on the matters. This is very important and we need to understand it. Imagine you have an injection, right? Now what is the scenario over here? If I inject a water inside it and I close the one knob and I start to press it, will it press? No, because fluid cannot be compressed. Which fluid? Water fluid or liquid fluid cannot be compressed. Fluid has 2 terms, one is liquid, one is gas. The things which can flow are called fluid. Even liquid can flow, even gas can flow. So what I am doing, the liquid thing cannot be compressed, but the gas thing can be compressed. Due to pressure, I have told you what was going to happen. Changes in the pressure are very little on the effect of volume of liquid. Liquids are relatively incompressible because any increase in the pressure can only slightly reduce the distance between the closely packed atom. If the pressure above the liquid is increased sufficiently, the liquid forms solid. Last point, if the pressure above the liquid decreases sufficiently, the liquid forms a gas. So this was the last topic which we are doing. With this, the unit comes to an end, and I hope you may have found very interesting with the interesting knowledge and the practical applications which we see day to day life. Answers are given, answers will be given in your WhatsApp group. Till that, bye, take care and thank you.